Jay here, Stretford, Paddock. This is the Paper Talk. As you can see, I'm in the studio, but it's not live. This is a pre-recorded news, so don't think it's live, but do get involved in the comments and let us know what you think about all the latest news. Going to be talking about that boy Ronaldo, a hot topic as always. Wasn't his night in Cyprus last night, was it? It was just, it almost felt a little bit painful at times watching his teammates almost trying to will him to score, trying to give him a goal. It's like when you take your kid out on a park and you're like, go on, son, get yourself a goal. It was pretty grim watching to see him sort of struggling to get a goal against a pretty poor Ammonia side. But he did at least play his part in a United win, if we can get too excited about beating Ammonia 3-2 and making hard work of it. There are some transfer stories regarding Ronaldo, though. That there always have been, let's face facts. Now, part of the problem with Ronaldo is obviously not that, he's not a good player and he's not one of the greatest, and it's not even the fact that maybe he's still not got something to offer. It's just his wages are astronomical, and when you look at him now and you look at the fact he's 37 and clubs are going, is he the right one for us? Especially the top tier clubs. In the summer, when it became clear that Cristiano Ronaldo didn't want to stay at Manchester United, we heard, I think it was around July, wasn't it, when the first noises were that he wasn't happy to stay. He was linked with several clubs, the likes of Napoli, the likes of Chelsea, for example, Atletico Madrid. However, none of those really came to fruition. It seemed there was either a passing interest, or maybe in the case of Chelsea, that was dead in the water because United were never willing to sell him to a Premier League rival. Atletico and Napoli and teams like that, it seems that maybe the transfer fee, or not the transfer fee, sorry, the wages were a bit of a stumbling block. So whatever reason, it just didn't happen. And he wanted Champions League football as well. So that kind of, not limited it, but limited his options. But it sort of shortened them, didn't it? It didn't give him a whole host of clubs, because if you're going for a club that's in the Champions League, a club that wants another striker, a new striker, a club that is willing to pay your wages when you're on whatever it was, 350, 400k a week, even if he took a bit of a pay cut, he's still going to be on about 250, 300k. Then your options are, they're not as broad as you'd want, are they? When you look at it like that, you think about it, you think, there's how many clubs out there are in the Champions League, would be willing to pay that, would want Cristiano Ronaldo to lead their front line, and, haven't already, by the time he'd made it clear he wanted to leave Manchester United, hadn't already made their transfer moves. So he was sort of stuck in a little bit of limbo. And then we saw this sort of early season, or sort of pre-season shenanigans, shall we say, where he left the game early against Rayo Vallecano, and people going, oh, he's disrespecting the manager and all that. Eric Ten Hag, to his credit, said it wasn't just Ronaldo who left early. It was lots of other players, and it wasn't an issue. And those two do seem to have a decent relationship. When you've seen that, the sort of interaction between them, you've seen the images from training, and also the fact that Cristiano Ronaldo, when he has been picked either to come on as a substitute or to start, he does try. He hasn't spat his dummy out. There's no question in my mind that Cristiano Ronaldo isn't trying to score goals and try to do his best for Manchester United, or do his best for himself, depending on your point of view. The issue is, his best might not be good enough. Now, I know we say form is temporary, class is permanent, but when you get to 37 years old, some people are going to be looking at it and going, is this the beginning of the end of Cristiano Ronaldo? And it does feel a little bit like that in a minute. He's not having a great time of it. And a player like Cristiano Ronaldo, if he was anywhere remotely near his sort of the top of his game, he would have destroyed Ammonia last night. And instead, he was missing sitters and all sorts, wasn't he? And like I said earlier, it's a little bit sad to watch. Now, in terms of a transfer lifeline, it seems here there's a report, I think this has come from Turkish outlet Fotomak, and it's been picked up by the Evening News. They've sort of ran with it based on this report in Turkey. And it says that club vice president Erden Timur is frequently talking to Ronaldo's representatives to try and come to a deal, based on the back of, obviously, Ronaldo wanting to leave and not being happy to stay at Manchester United. Now, Galatasaray, they're not in the Champions League. They got knocked out, I think, in the qualifying round by, I think it was PSV, wasn't it? So he's not going to get Champions League football going there. But is this an option for him? Because at the minute, I don't feel like he's first choice at Manchester United. He isn't, is he? He started last night because it was a Europa League game. I expect, especially when you see the form that Anthony Martial's in, he's going to come back into the team for the Everton game. Also, even when Martial's been injured, Eric Ten Hag's preferred playing Marcus Rashford down the middle. We've even had situations where you've had Anthony Elanga starting games and Cristiano Ronaldo been sat on the bench. Now, that's you think someone like Cristiano Ronaldo, you look at it and go, you know what, this is just what's going on here. This isn't for me. So maybe he will look at it and go, okay, there's another club I can go to, even if they've not got Champions League football. Is it better to start for Galatasaray than sit on the bench for Manchester United? I don't know. It does seem like the very definition of paper talk, and it might be a bit of sort of tomfoolery by Galatasaray, just trying to, get a bit of clout, get a bit of attention and all that sort of stuff. Maybe the vice president's just, being a bit ambitious, shall we say, when he's mentioning Cristiano Ronaldo coming to his club. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. Do you remember Sunderland Till I Die, when he had that list of players they were going for? And one of the executives goes, we've got Zlatan Ibrahimovic on the bottom of this list. Do you remember that? It's maybe one of them ones, isn't it, where he's just like, okay, yeah, you think you're going to get Ronaldo? All right, yeah, good luck with that. But we'll wait and see. There's also, on the Ronaldo front, there's a report in the ESPN, and I think it's Rob Dawson, who's, I think it's Rob Dawson anyway, he's in ESPN anyway, and he was just talking about the sort of, the how none of the elite clubs have really come in for Ronaldo. It's been pretty sad to see, because there was a time when Cristiano Ronaldo, even when City went for him, City were in for him. And, City, obviously, title winners, and it pains me to say it, one of the best teams in the world, went in for him. And United sort of got in there to scupper that deal and get him ourselves. So he's almost in a bit of a fight between United and City to get him. And you fast forward 12 months, and it's like no one wants him. You've got Galatasaray perhaps interested in him. But again, though, going to Turkey, is that a great option for him? And then you've got reports about how, he's just in limbo. It says here, unwanted Ronaldo in limbo. In ESPN, it just says Manchester United are confident Cristiano Ronaldo will stay at the club in January, mainly because of lack of an interest in him. I mean, it's just pretty sad to see, because I like Ronaldo. I hope, if he does stay, he can still do a job for us. But watching him last night, it was pretty painful. But he's defied the odds before, and he's been through a lot, Ronaldo, as well. I think we have to take into the human consideration here as well. He had a turbulent time last season. He lost he lost a child. You can never dismiss that. And he did come back and play as well for Manchester United. Not long after that, it was obviously his choice, and score a lot of goals. He scored 18 league goals last season. So it might be might be being a bit hasty to say he's done, but he's obviously not at the top of his game. There's no denying that. There's another little story here as well, just getting to. Paul Scholes, he was talking about after the Monia game. He says he's been sort of hammers both Anthony and Erik Ten Hag. Paul Scholes has slammed both Manchester United star Anthony and his manager Erik Ten Hag in the wake of their side's nervy win over Ammonia Nicosia. He's not too happy with it. I mean, it was far from vintage, not even a word. He goes on to say, talking about Ten Hag, he said, he was right about the wingers being static. Sancho never really runs in behind. He needs a fast left back. If he's playing on the left, he needs a striker to link with. They haven't really got that at the moment. We're going to do a video on Sancho that's going to be out tomorrow, because he's a bit of a topic at the minute as well. And a lot of people looking at Jadon Sancho and sort of asking questions about what's going wrong for him. And might seem a bit harsh, because he scored some goals this season. He scored a great goal against Liverpool, he scored against Leicester, and he scored against Sheriff as well. So it's not like he's not been involved, but I don't know, he does seem to be struggling a little bit. He keeps getting subbed. There's just something that doesn't seem quite right about Jadon Sancho, so we'll be getting into all that. But yeah, that's your lot from me. Basically, Ronaldo might be going to Turkey, it might not be. Paul Scholes isn't happy, and water's wet. Listen, I'm going to leave it there. Make sure you are hitting like, share, and subscribe. Subscribe to the channel. We want to get to 700,000 subscribers by Christmas, and with your support, we can do it. I've been Motty. This has been The Paper Talk. Thanks for watching.